Some very interesting action right now through the feed zone. Now they're going to make this turn on to innovation. Then we're going to circle back through. You have a sense that they are starting to feel confident. You wonder about an attack. The French are thinking of going again. The Spanish, I think the Spanish did such a good job in putting out that fire that the French are thinking twice of doing it again. Do you just wait until a sprint when you want to win clear? They roll through. This is the left onto Innovation Drive. Now they'll circle through. They have two rights. They'll make a right onto Lawrence, a right onto Millennium, and then it's into those final 3 kilometers. The real punch of this is this little section that goes over to Verde Boulevard, and that's where everything has been happening. That's where the fireworks have been, up and over. Now, here we are. I stand corrected. They are actually going into that section right now, as we can see these riders. Millennium Boulevard has been left, and now 3 kilometers to go. These riders are starting to think about it differently. Everything changes in a cyclist's mind when you get to this point of the race, where suddenly you realize you kind of have it. It's between you and this person, and now everything changes in how you race. You can just see you're adjusting helmets, you're adjusting shoes. You might just ratchet down on the shoes a little tighter, and you just now want to start indexing your opponent. What do I mean by that? You want to keep them to one side or the other. You don't want to be in the middle of the road where they can attack right or left. You want to know where it's going to come from, and you want to be able to counter any little move. They're going to go downhill here, and then you're going to see a surge, and it's going to be on that climb. All these riders back in the main, as we're watching our leaders right now, it's one thing that you've got to be careful. And for these riders that are visually impaired, they have to listen. Remember, they're not able to see things. They have to feel it. And sometimes they can be on the pedals as well. They might be your best ally right now. And now watch what the Spanish do. You sort of want to move it over and keep your eye on your opponent. You can't slow down like a match sprint because you've got those other riders coming. You know that main field is there, so you have to keep it going. Gap is over a minute. Should be enough. Look at this. No sense of urgency back in the main field. The main field now still considerably off, just coming into the feed zone now. Careful on the turns, boys. This is going to be it. Look at that. Not so good on those turns. The Spanish have managed their bike really well the entire race. Could not have been better. How they managed this. Applying a little pressure, trying to keep the speed on. What you don't want is you don't want to slow down too much to allow your opponent to really deliver a hammer blow that you can't respond to. So you kind of want to keep the speed up a little bit so you can move it. Now look at this. Synchronized cycling has broken out back in the main field. These guys are content for 3rd place. Now watch what we've got up at the front. Now what is the cork in the bottle? It's the Spanish team. The Spanish team knows that their team's up there going for the gold. So they're like the cork in the bottle. They are the person, they're in the fast lane, driving slow. Brilliant riding by the Spanish. Just brilliant. Now look at this, a little surge to the front right now. 1K to go. This is the steepest part of the climb. Here they are right now. The Spanish really trying to take away any advantage that the French might be able to have. They want to keep the speed going. Outside of the cones, inside of the cones. Unbelievable maneuvering of the bikes right there. And these are the big bikes that they're moving. Now, up into the bright, hot light. They've been in the shade. Do you go now? Do you wait till the sprint? We are going to bring this down. Look at that. The main field goes the other way. You know you have it. You know you can slow down. You have just been given the complete information you need. That you know that you can slow this down to a match sprint. The problem is these bikes are so hard to accelerate. You can't slow it down too much. This is not a track bike you're on. This is a much heavier, much bigger, much stronger set of wheels you got to get going. Now we're going to see what it's like to go mano-a-mano match sprint for the World Championships, Paralympic World Championships on the line right now. Final bit right now. About 800 meters to go. Maybe even less. Maybe 700. Now you wind it up. You want to back out and come into that draft. You can't come up too tight.
You want to come into the draft. The Spanish are opening it up right now, but that might just open up a bigger draft for the French. The French driving into it. You want to come into that draft. But no, they're losing and they've got to go into a bigger gear. Fences appearing. 500 meters. The Spanish have gone clear. 500 meters in the race right now. Rainbow jersey on the line. And now we'll go to the fixed camera and down the line. What a great, the Spanish Armada have won. Unbelievable. Surging off the front. The French frustrated right there. Just a little slow to respond. Bronze medal left to award. Unbelievable win